Now.
Are we fully live or are we
Or
just
now.
partially live? Okay, that's fair.
Or now. Or now. Could be anything. Who's to say?
All right, well, I mean,
Yeah,
give or take.
so
Ooh,
yeah, just so you know, I titled the stream "Our Other YouTubes Are Doing So Well." We forgot to be friends,
shit.
because it's been a long ass time since we got to talk
Been a,
about anything. We missed
been a while.
Daredevil because of me, I think. Then we
Yeah,
missed.
that was your
I think
situation going
Daredevil
on.
was my fault, and then the week after was not fault, but Daredevil was my fault, like 100%.
Yeah,
And then the next was you just had fucking shit going on. And
yep.
then this last week, so this is the third week or the fourth week?
This is so last week. No, there was 1 week where you had some stuff going on, like that was you had some
That
issues
was
going on.
yeah.
Then the next week, I was just
You were
done.
blasted,
Like,
yeah.
yeah, I was completely done. And then last week was
You did what's it called with Dez?
I was supposed to do it with Dez, but then something happened last minute, and it didn't make sense for me to try to turn around and do something with us. So I was like, all right, you know what?
To be
Let's
fair,
figure
it
something
wouldn't
out.
have worked. I was out. Like,
Oh, okay, that's
yeah.
fair.
If you had
Yeah.
told me during the day, like at 5 o'clock, I was like, you know what? I haven't gotten fucked up in a while. So I parked my car and I walked 2 blocks away to my local bar, and I went, "Hey,
To a bar, huh?
fuck me up." Yeah, I went to a
Wow.
bar, and they're like,
To a
"Hey,
bar.
Tony, we have." I saw people I recognized, like townies, because I
Yeah.
went to a townie bar, and they're like, "Oh, Tony, we haven't seen you in a while," and I'm like, "Yeah, there's a reason for that."
When was the last time that you went to a bar though? Like a bar? When was the last time?
Like for no reason.
Just hey, it's a night.
No,
I'm
I went
going
to
out
a
for a night out, and
bar.
I'm going to a bar today.
Oh, no, I don't do that at all. You
Okay.
know me. Usually if I'm going to a bar, it's because someone's like, "Hey, we're going to all meet up." You know,
Okay.
like the week of Thanksgiving, usually friends are in town or something like
Mhm.
that. So we'll meet up at a bar. Like I think like February I was in a bar for something. I don't remember.
Okay, that's
Someone
fair.
died maybe. I don't remember. Like I'll go out. I don't care. I won't go to a bar anymore because in my experience, both my bartending experience and my being a piece of garbage experience, me
Uh-huh.
in a bar
Tell me more.
does not ever end with positive changes to my life.
Fair.
Like historically speaking, every time I'm at a bar and drinking, things don't go well. For
I'm
some, like I end up
curious. Are we at liberty to
it's
share
the Ed
what type of
Sheeran
things?
it's the Ed
Okay.
Sheeran nothing good happens after two kind of
Okay.
thing, where like when bar hits last call, it's like, hey, it's last call, and if I'm still there at last call, and I walked, so I don't drunk drive, like that's insane, and I
Yeah.
don't drink
Oh.
that often, so like I'm not a lightweight because I smoke copious amounts of marijuana, but like I don't drink, and I'm
Shit.
also a giant dude, but like no. So generally speaking, I just hang out, and I just happened to go to the bar because I wanted like an old fashioned, and I just didn't have anything to make an old. I don't have bitters, so I was like, yeah, let
That's
me get a
fair.
couple drinks,
Okay.
and and then I had like 2 old fashions and like a fucking beer that it took me like an hour to drink. Uh, I don't like beer.
I mean, I'm not.
I tolerate beer, but I don't like generally like beer. But like Blue Moon, I like a lot of. I don't like very hoppy beer. I used to love it, but now like Dogfish Head used to be my fucking favorite.
Yeah. If I'm drinking beer, I'm drinking Guinness, which I don't consider to really be beer. So
No, it's just a loaf
that's
of bread that you put in a can.
yeah. I mean, that's pretty much basically what I'll drink. Other than that, it's either some cognac or really primarily it's some Cabernet. I'm a wine drinker.
I
Way
never
more of
order
a
wine.
wine drinker. Yeah.
I never
But that's the
order wine
thing.
when I'm out to eat.
Going
When I'm
out
out, yeah,
to order wine, it
no,
makes zero sense to me. So
no.
I'll never do that.
I'll buy a bottle for a table, which is usually just me drinking 3/4 of a bottle and then buying another bottle. But that's like going out and having fun. But like,
Right.
no, if I go out, I want someone to do work. I want to make a drink. Like, I won't ever make someone make a mojito because, as I said, was a
I hear
bartender.
you.
Won't ever make that happen.
Me and you are simpatico where this is concerned. Like if I'm
Yeah.
going out and I'm somewhere, I want a specialty drink. Like I'm not just gonna be like, oh yeah, 100%. Just give me some Guinness, give me some, give me
Also,
some Remy Martin. No, I'm
I
asking you
try to
to
go
make
to
me a drink.
places that will make the things the way I tell them to. I'm like,
Mhm.
hey, do you have this? Yeah. Do you have this? Yeah. Cool. I need get a couple ice cubes, pour them in the thing, shake it up lightly, and then and garnish with an orange. And
Mhm.
sometimes I'll tell people that, and they'll be like, "No problem." Because when I like as a bartender and as somebody, if somebody's telling you to make them a specific drink
Yeah,
and they're doing it concisely, what they're not going to do is bitch with you about the fucking price of that drink. You know what I mean? Like they're not going to be like,
fair.
"Hey, what is this?" Unless you happen to obviously like, "Hey, you charged me for like a bottle of booze when I, like something ridiculous." But I'm like, if they're like, "What do I charge you for this?" I'm like, "Charge me for a double of whatever the drink is and add whatever you fucking want." Like, what
Yeah,
would you what's your most expensive drink? It's $11. Like, "Oh, okay. Charge me $11. I promise you this is less booze than that has in it."
yeah.
Like, and then sometimes I'll get the bartender that's like, "Oh, I don't think we can do that." And I'm like,
Really? Well,
"Is
no,
there
you
another
you will. You're
bartender
right.
on?
Yeah,
Is
yeah,
there
you're
another
right.
bartender on? Could you bring them here? Hi, this is what I want."
Could,
Yeah, okay.
could you ask your guy like go ask him, go ask her or her,
Yeah.
whichever one. Go ask them.
And it's genderless
Um,
too. That has nothing to do with gender. Like sometimes there are just bartenders that are just hired because they're pretty. You see that more in like corporate restaurants. You see that a lot in corporate restaurants. Like if you end up at like any kind like a cheesecake factory and you sit at the bar, there's always one bartender at the cheesecake factory or a place like that, some
yeah,
kind of uh, mid to upscale because it's cheesecake factory and upscale. It's just expensive. It's not the same.
yeah.
But like somebody there who's like, no, I've been a bartender here for like 10 years. I know what I'm doing. And then there's always like, hey, you're sleeping with the manager. You're a bartender now, like that kind of thing. And they're the ones who are like, well, we actually can't ring up anything that's not in the system. And I'm like, yeah, I bet.
Because I don't know how to.
But yeah,
But yeah,
so we missed the end of Daredevil. We missed
we did. Damn it, it's been a long
Thunderbolts.
time. Okay, yeah,
Jay hit us with y'all realize it's Thursday. Yes, because
yeah, we are. We are.
tomorrow, uh, Goof has some stuff,
Yes,
and now because Goof told me so early in the week, now I have some stuff to do tomorrow, and we decided it's been too long since we've chatted. So we would just
correct.
YOLO on a Thursday. Like, what? Our regular viewers are like, you're here, Jay. That's all that matters,
Right. I
you
mean, come
know.
on now. I mean,
And YouTube, we
our
put this shit up whether anyone watches it or not. So like,
like
like I
the
said,
three
we got
viewers that
shit going
watches
on.
this podcast, you
We got shit going on. I was playing with somebody who was like, "Yo, I could do AI shit with music," and I was
yeah,
like,
yeah.
"Okay, we're gonna fuck with some shit in like the next couple weeks." So me and him, unrelated to the other stuff I've been talking to you about, like we're gonna come up with like songs that were very popular, but like we're gonna use AI to adjust the AI. Fuck it, I hate saying AI because it doesn't mean what everyone thinks it means. But we're gonna use that to adjust the like the tempo of songs. So you're gonna
You're
hear
gonna
the
use
one we've been
some
focusing on
software
is
of sorts.
Iris. So the song by Goo Goo Dolls, Iris. We've
Uh huh.
been um we've been working with a program and a friend of ours from like a long time ago, a guy named Fez, to try to
Fez.
turn the song Iris into a yeah, his name is
Fez.
Fez. His name is actually
That's
Michael, but we call him Fez. I don't know, because that 70s show and we were idiot kids. That's why we call him Fez.
okay. That's what I'm saying. Like
Uh by
that's
the
where I
way, his
recognize the
name
name
is
from.
Michael. White as the day is long. No reason to call him that. So great musician. So we were turning the song Iris into an Irish jig,
Mhm.
and they had me like they needed somebody to lay down the vocals, even though it's gonna go through a lot of work. And I was like, I
Oh,
don't
I'm
know if
sorry.
I can do it. And they're like, give it a shot. So I had to lay down some
Oh,
vocals.
damn.
Uh,
I must hear the song now. This must be
uh, I could.
when is this going commercial?
It's never going commercial. We
When
don't
when
have the
when
rights to it. We're doing it for
that's
fun.
when is this in mainstream? And by mainstream, I mean, when do I get to listen to this? Is the question.
Um, so it's like 3 times the
Post-
tempo.
okay.
So it was really hard. And it was hard for me to lay it down because you can't really tell when someone's Irish singing unless you know. So you can't, it's not about like doing an accent. So it's like, oh God, what was it? I'd give up forever to touch you, and I know that you'd feel the same now. You're the closest to heaven that I'll ever be, and I don't want to go home right now. Like
So
that's
what? And then
so I had to
then,
lay
and
down,
then
but
the
I didn't have
software
to like
modifies that.
so combination of like auto tune
Yeah.
and speed up slow down
Mhm.
to like the software can do that, but
Yeah.
the AI is to generate the music, taking the original music
Mhm.
and then adding the like you know,
Oh,
like the
man, no,
so
yeah.
and I don't want the world to see me. So but it was like an hour of just me with a microphone, just like, and I don't want the world to see me.
You had to have been
Like,
high doing this as well. There's
I
no
was
way that you were sober.
giraffe pussy high. I was pterodactyl tits high the entire time. Like you,
That's so good.
yeah, it was actually funny too because I never worked with Fez before. So he's like, so okay, so Tony, so this is a microphone. I'm like, I know. He's like, oh yeah. I'm like, I know everything that this is. I don't need a plosive screen. I'll be fine. Like,
Yeah.
he's like, really? Because I'm like, trust me, I'll be fine. Like
Yeah.
I can articulate. He's like, yeah, but you're speaking a language, an accent you don't do well into a thing. Like for memes, we're gonna need a lot of takes of this. I'm like, yeah, but it doesn't have to be one good take. He's like, no, of course not. This is bullshit. So that's what we've been working on, and we're like, how many of these can we record and just dump on YouTube as fast as possible? So that's what I've been up to.
Okay.
That's
my life
not
is
related to anything else I've been up to. Just that one thing. So I guess we'll just real quick talk about how dope Daredevil was.
So we can talk about how dope it was, but from my recollection, I wasn't like a huge fan of that finale episode. I wasn't. Like I was not. I was just like, oh, what? It is the thing. I get it. There was always going to be some blue balls effect, right? There was always going to be some they're kissing my neck. You know, they're going to the air. You know, we're thinking we're gonna get this big showdown. Now, I'm not gonna lie to you. That scene between Punisher
Yep.
and Daredevil, that was sexy. That was absolutely sexy. The part where Punisher is just killing everybody,
Yep.
it's great. Like it's just
That
great.
episode was
I
just,
love this.
hey, how many dirty cops do you think we can have the Punisher kill
Yeah.
in one episode? And someone's like, I think 10. And someone's like the penis game. Someone's like 11, 12, 13, 14, 15.
Yeah.
And then they're like, what? We'll just a solid 32.
Yeah.
30. He kills 32 people. He kills 32 people.
Was it 32 or was it 33? Because there was that guy at the very end. Like, was that kind of in the 32?
Oh, we don't know he's dead.
I don't think he killed him.
We know he's
that's
dead.
fair.
We just don't know he's dead. Like that dude.
That's
That
fair.
dude was pulled through the bar.
That's
Like Frank
fair.
did.
100%.
My issue
Poor
is a
guy.
cliffhanger that won't come out till next year. You know, it's a TV show, and and it's a good TV show, and the people who are responsible for episodes 1, 7, and 8, or 1, 8, and 9, whatever the breakdown is, are the people who are running the show for the next season. I'm gonna trust the process. You know what I mean?
The one shameful part though is that, or just like a shame in general, that is that we're not. So I heard there was like something about how we can't get Kingpin in a movie, and I thought about it. I was like, yeah, that's a shame. But then I thought about it after that. I was just like, do we really need Kingpin in a movie? Like Kingpin is a perfect TV show
Marvel tried
villain,
to do something they were ill prepared to do.
which is what.
They tried to be like, everything is connected, but then failed to connect everything. Where all they really needed to do was incredibly light connections and let shit kind of percolate its way around. Like, if people really enjoy X, you now know it's time to start planning with X. Like, one thing they did very well in the earliest days of Marvel, like the first phase, 2 phases, 3 phases, was they had plans but were adaptable. So that's what they failed in the last 2, and I don't even know what phase we're in anymore and don't care. That's what they failed at. They weren't adaptable. They're like, this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. Look, it's this show that nobody wants. Look, it's this show that nobody wants. Look, it's this show that nobody wants. It's this movie that's been edited 3 times.
Yeah.
It wasn't for anybody. And because it wasn't for anybody, we didn't really do anything great. I think that changed. And I've been talking with people, and I'm just so sick and fucking tired of hearing Marvel's back, Marvel's dead, Marvel's back. It's neither. It's in order for Marvel to be back permanently, to be back to where it was, they have to release 3 banger fucking movies. I didn't say they have to make a shit ton of money. They have to be good fucking movies. People have to want to go see these fucking movies. They've released 1 banger movie, and then they released Captain America: Brave New World, and that movie sucked on ice. And then they released Thunderbolts, and Thunderbolts fucking ruled.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna get Fantastic Four. Fantastic Four might suck.
I feel like it's going to. I just think Fantastic Four has way too much on its shoulders for it to do well. To the point, even when it does do well, that like it won't do well enough. It just
no, that's, for a second. But it doesn't matter.
No, but
good.
But hear me out though. Like hear me out. Like you're gonna fight John Malkovich. You have Silver Surfer.
Mm-hmm.
You have Galactus.
Mm-hmm.
Then you also have to set up how all of this connects. And then this is supposed to lead into Avengers Doomsday. Too much to set up in one movie.
Oh, they will fail.
Oh, I just don't see how that works.
They'll make money. They'll make money, but they'll fail.
Yeah.
It's both things will happen. I don't know, man. I want to like I think the Fantastic Four is a really cool vibe. I think everyone I hate when people
I think I'm going to enjoy the movie. I think I'm genuinely going to enjoy the movie. I'm just saying, I don't know about
I hate yeah, but like me enjoying something doesn't make it good. Hey everybody, everybody should hear that. Enjoying something doesn't make it good. It's not the same. Ever been in a relationship with someone that you enjoyed being with, even though it wasn't good? It doesn't. Those are two. You can enjoy plenty of bad things, and you can enjoy things because you enjoy them. Like, it doesn't matter. Good is not as relative as enjoyment is, you know. And there's an expression like in art. It's like there's joyful and joyless. There is no good or bad. And that's true. Like, I if we want to talk about Deadpool and Wolverine, we have to lead on the fact that as a movie, as a story, it was dog shit. It was an utter dog shit piece of shit story. I
Yeah,
didn't
that's fine.
care. Nothing mattered. As a spectacle, that was pretty fucking cool. I've watched it a couple of times. I would watch it again if someone's like, yo, I have Deadpool and Wolverine on. I'm like, oh, okay, fuck yeah. I might even
Yeah.
watch like a bonus feature of it. You know what I haven't watched? Quantumania.
That might be the so there's a few movies in the MCU that I've only watched once. There is Quantumania.
Hmm?
There is the Marvels. There
I'm not even
is
sure I watched that once.
I watched Captain Marvel twice
I like
because I was
Captain Marvel.
preparing to watch the Marvels. Um, my
I
goodness,
enjoyed that movie. Again,
I think
not a
it was,
great
I think it
movie,
was
but I enjoyed
oh
it.
Eternals. I've only watched. There's certain movies that I've only
I don't
watched
have the
once.
patience to watch that again.
Yeah, no.
What am I
Because
going to learn?
I said to myself, I was like, I should probably watch this movie again just to see if I was wrong. Maybe there was something that I missed. And then I realized, I said to myself, why would you put yourself through that torture situation? Just why the hell would you do that to yourself? Who got the time for that? I'd rather go watch One Punch Man. Like, I'd rather go watch news. No,
I'm
no ill intent
rewatching
here against One
Peacemaker.
Punch Man. One Punch Man is actually really funny. Peacemaker. So
Yeah.
I've not watched season one. I've not.
Oh, you have no
watched
choice.
Season one.
So
Yeah, I'm going to watch it. Yeah.
I guess this is a good segue because we can get back to Thunderbolts whenever.
Oh, we talk about whatever we talk about.
Yeah, who cares?
Whatever.
I'm rewatching Peacemaker because through no fault of anyone except YouTube, the theme song to Peacemaker music video
Yeah.
showed up on my feed. The name of the band that sings "Do You Want to Taste It," which is the name of the theme song to the intro, is called Wigwam, and they're
Big
a
Mom. Okay.
2020-ish 80s hair metal band. So I watched this music video for this, and I was like, hold on. And then I rewatched the intro to Peacemaker. Have you ever seen the intro to Peacemaker? I don't think we're allowed to show it on stream, but also I don't care.
I've not seen anything Peacemaker other than pictures.
Go ahead, Google it. Intro, Peacemaker intro. Fucking hilarious. When you watch it, everything I say will make more sense. The intro scene got everybody to do like a silly, stupid dance. Every character in Jason fucking Patrick, I think his name is Jason Patrick, T1000. The guy was the old dude. They're like the guy who looks like the dad from Home Alone. Like so many people that were in this show, including John Cena, just did this very stupid dance off. And in that moment, I said, if James Gunn could convince the 15 people that were involved in this to do this, for lack of Robert Patrick, thank you. Jason Patrick? Who's Jason Patrick? Jason Patrick's the guy from Lost Boys. Thank you. Okay. And I don't think James Patrick's a real person. I think I just made that name up. Sorry to James Patricks out there. Yeah, right. No, like, if he got that many people to do this very stupid dance, and they all did it like they were having fun, it was so dumb. Yeah. It was nonsense. If he got that many different people on board to do fun, goofy nonsense, I'm confident that his vision, I'm gonna take back something I said, which is I was afraid that James Gunn is gonna get a little too big for his britches. I'm taking that back, and now I'm assuming that James Gunn's britches are precisely as big as they need to be for this. We don't need, honestly, we don't need Snyder DC. We don't need Christopher Nolan DC. We need someone to tell comic book stories. And comic book stories are silly, and comic book stories are serious, and there's a message. They're not beating you over the head with it usually. That's where the comic books start to suck and nobody reads them. But there's a message usually, there's a story, there's a narrative, but they're silly because they have to be silly because whatever. Batman comics are silly. Batman's not silly. But motherfucking all of his bad guys are dumb as shit.
Yeah, with the crazy. Yeah.
Not literally, they're all PhDs. But like what are you? I'm the Scarecrow. Fuck you, you nerd. Like Batman is just a Chad beating up nerds. Like that's really and like, but that's silly and it's fun. And Superman, I love Superman because the fact that there's any crime in Metropolis blows my fucking mind. Like, why would you ever commit a crime in Metropolis where Superman will stop you? Like, he will stop you. You won't, like, what do you, the worst thing you might be able to do is jaywalk or park in the wrong spot.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You don't even know. You could be like, I'm going to rob this bank. First of all, no, you're not. And second, like, how many people are robbing banks now? Like, in the year of our Lord 2025? It's not a lot. Right? There's not a lot of that. Now imagine
it's not the best crime to commit these days.
Yeah, now imagine you're doing that, right? But also Superman will know about it.
Yeah. Hold on. This is Superman.
What?
This is Superman. Oh no.
Be right back. I'm gonna go stop some idiots from doing something stupid. And then and on top of it all, he won't even beat you up. He'll be like, I'm disappointed in you. And you're like, oh. Like, I at least get the fact that some people try to shoot Batman. Like, I get it. They're like, we might as well give it a shot.
I hear you.
Yeah, no, Jay, but like, everything about the Superman movie, I'm like, perfect. It's going to be dumb and I'm going to love every fucking second. 1,300 bank robberies in the U.S. in 2023.
Wow.
Really?
In the U.S.?
Really?
That's insane.
Why do we not hear about bank robberies anymore? That is that. I am floored by that information. That's like when I found out that like the American West took place at the exact same time that the Spanish conquistadors existed, and that the shogunate was in charge of Japan. So it's totally historically possible to play a video game where a cowboy, a Spanish conquistador, and a fucking samurai are in a bar together. Like, that could happen. Like, you think like that, those are different. No, they all took place around the same fucking time. Crazy. Like, insane stuff. But like, you don't think about that, but it's true. 1,300 bank robberies in 2023? That is, for what it's worth.
That's a shocking number.
Yeah, I don't know if that's a high number or a low number. I think it only seems high because I thought the number was 4. So, like... I think John Mulaney has a stand-up. He's like, all you had to do a bank robbery in like the 20s and 30s was not be there when the cops got there. They're like, you got it. You got away.
The high was 1991. So this is the median level. So we're saying a little bit above average. Wow.
That's insane.
That is crazy.
In 1991, there was 9,400 bank robberies.
Oh, you meant the year 1991. Oh, so this is on the 13. So to be fair, if we're looking at it, this has gone down by a large percentage.
Without Superman.
That's right. Imagine if we did have him.
Well, he only cares about Metropolis.
That's fair.
Central
That's
City's got
entirely
the
fair.
Flash too. Like, but all the Flash's bad guys, they have a code. They're like,
Yeah.
look, we're not gonna kill anybody. We're definitely not gonna hurt the Flash.
Yeah.
And a lot of that code is like they're not real pieces of shit. Like they're okay
Yeah.
people. They're just, like they're down on their luck guys. But also a lot of that code is like if we hurt the Flash, they might send the Bat. Like what if Superman is visiting and we hurt the Flash? We're gonna be paralyzed, So they're like, we're just gonna stick to the robberies and the general inconveniences. That's what we're gonna do. And then Reverse Flash will show up and be like, it was me, Barry. I jerked you off really fast the first time you had sex.
The stories of Reverse Flash.
So I'm giving all my faith in James Gunn because of how insanely stupid and watchable Peacemaker was.
Okay,
it was very stupid.
I have to watch it.
It was very dumb. I'm not even gonna say it was good. I don't know if it was good. I can't equate it because that intro will always get me back. Do you want to taste it? Like it's the worst. Anyway.
Okay. Fair.
So that was the segue I needed to hit, at least for a minute. But I do want to talk about Thunderbolts. Because I fucking adored Thunderbolts. Semicolon. I think it was a good movie.
Yeah.
I think it was a character-driven movie. I think that there was action scenes in the movie. I think that the action scenes served a purpose in the movie. I don't think that they were there for like I don't think the movie's purpose was to get to the action scenes. I think the other way around. And that's something we haven't seen in a long time from Marvel. I think that they gave all of the characters a I'm including Taskmaster, a phenomenal story.
First story was concluded correctly.
Yeah, spoilers for anyone who
forward.
hasn't seen Thunderbolts yet. Apparently they got the memo. Oh, we fucked up Taskmaster? Don't worry about it. We'll address this.
Yeah.
I think that U.S. Agent, I think
easily the most lovable character in this movie.
Yeah, surprisingly, full 180 from Falcon and Winter Soldier. I was like, I fucking love this guy's awesome.
Yeah,
he was like doing his best. Like because you could see he was trying his best the whole time, and then just like Ghost just constantly just fucking him up physically, and fucking Yelena just constantly fucking him up emotionally. My favorite line in that movie, and I think I was in theaters and I audibly was like ah when she said it was like. Because I think she was like shitting on everybody except Bucky. Nobody's gonna shit on Bucky.
Yeah, everybody.
She's shitting on everybody, and then John was like, "Hey now," and she's like, "Oh, shut up, Walker. You know you're garbage, and so does your family." I was like, "Ah!" And he was like, "Ow."
Yeah, she went for the juggalo on that one, man. Jeez.
I think. Go see it if you haven't seen it. You have the link. I've given you the links to see it in the past.
You should at least go see it one time though.
You should see it in the theaters though. It's really fun.
Yeah,
it's really fun. Yeah. It was a movie about Yelena. It really was, and it was good because Florence Pugh needs to be involved in whatever the future of the MCU is because she's awesome. She can't miss. Like she's fucking perfect. And she's very funny and serious. You're seeing it tomorrow? Nice. Bucky is the leader, but not for any other reason than he has to be,
He's
which is
just the
always what I like in
most
my leaders.
yeah. He's
The
leader
reluctant leader is
because
always what I want. I don't want
they're
someone
like,
who's like,
yeah,
I need the
sure.
power. I want someone who's like, fuck, I know how to do this.
That's
Red
perfect.
Guardian
The
is the
right
comic
amount of
relief.
comic relief. He
Is the
is,
comic
but he
relief.
also like
It
the
never
glue to
wears
the
thin.
team.
It
To
never
be
wears
fair.
thin.
Yeah.
So that's good. I've only watched one trailer of the movie too. So I was trying to keep myself like, I don't want to know anything about anything. Bill Pullman's son, the guy who played Bob,
Yeah.
he was fun as Bob.
Mhm.
He was something else. Like you couldn't see his fucking face, and you could
As the
in his
the
mannerisms as Void, his mannerisms, dude. I was like, oh, this kid's an actor. Because Bob, he was just anybody. Like, oh, hey, everybody.
beautiful. Yeah.
Bro. And then that last scene, which we're not going to spoil for Jay specifically.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know a lot of people
Okay.
were kind of down on that. And I was like, do you have any idea how
No.
refreshing it is that the
Come
ending of a
on.
Marvel movie didn't end with just abject violence and explosions?
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
so I felt something in that movie. I was like, oh,
hmm
what is this feeling?
Yeah.
Is this faith? That said, the movie didn't do. Okay, it did one thing. It did it in the last 30 seconds of the movie, but it did one thing.
It did about two things, but go on. I'm gonna let you cook.
We do find out what the asterisk was for, and spoilers, I was right. I wasn't exactly right.
Unfortunately, yeah.
Yeah. The ending of the movie was earned? Yes, because they paced it well. Because
Fair.
every character had a reason to give a shit. The ending of Captain America 4 was do better, Senator. Except it's do better, President. It was just do better again.
Yeah.
In the post-credit scene, there's some tension between the Thunderbolts and Cap Sam.
Mhm.
Here's the thing. I'm like, good, fuck Sam. Which I'm not supposed I'm not supposed to feel that way. One, because
But
I
you
love
did.
Anthony Mackie.
But
Two,
you
because
did.
Cap Sam is awesome. But if you're telling me Cap Sam and Joaquin Phoenix, not Joaquin Phoenix, Joaquin Torres. Cap Sam and Joaquin Torres are out there
Or
like,
if you ask me,
we
it's a
got
joke wing, but
wings.
whatever.
We're gonna be superheroes. And the Thunderbolts are like, no, fuck you. Who are you? I don't know, man. What I do know is I've seen the movie twice. The second time I went deeper into it. Usually the first time I watch a movie, I don't try to take that much notes. I try to enjoy the movie. The second time I try to take notes, I couldn't because there were things that I missed that like surprised me. I was like, oh shit. Why did Ghost go back? It's hard to imagine, but there's a reason given in the movie. You gotta watch it.
I only watch it once, so I have no idea.
Watch it again. It was good. It was a sign that Marvel is capable of telling stories again.
Yeah, that was it.
I have watched The New Adventures of Old Christine. She's a national treasure. Elaine is a national treasure, sir. Julia Louis-Dreyfus, Veep, anything she does is perfect. She did go back for them twice, and there's a reason Ghost went back for them twice. And you have to think about it. You have to think about it, but it's there, and she even alludes to it in one of the scenes where they're all hanging out. I'm not gonna say which one. She alludes to why. Ghost fucking rules. What a
Yeah,
good character. What a good character they ended up making
she
with
got a thing
Coulson
for
and her
Walker.
husband.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Got a thing for Walker.
No, no. It has to do with how she's been treated in the past.
Fair. That's
Um,
fair.
it was a really good movie, and I get it if there's people that want the spectacle. I think the movie had a lot of spectacle. First of all, Void's powers, not what I thought they were. Infinitely worse. Infinitely
Yeah.
scarier. Infinite. I thought
100%.
he was just like, bloop. I turned you into a skid mark. I thought his powers were skid marks. Nope, scarier. Much worse. Much scarier. Void is a terrifying nightmare. Don't want to deal with that. This is a problem. This is a reasonable problem. I also think they nailed Sentry, even though they weren't word for word exactly.
Hmm.
They nailed Bob is not Sentry, is not Void. They are three different people.
Right.
Bob is Bob. Bob is great. Sentry, and you could see the mannerisms when he acts. For anyone who hasn't seen it, pay attention. Sentry is all ego.
Yep.
Void is terrifying.
Yeah. Void is trauma when not dealt with properly.
And like
that is what
yeah.
Void is.
Now they address the fact that like so
Void is trauma weaponized. That's what Void is.
Yeah. Great story. Like phenomenal story. Now, historically, Robert Reynolds, Bob, is agoraphobic. And the reason he chooses not to be Sentry in the comics is because every time he is Sentry, the Void will come out.
Right.
Not could.
Yeah.
Will. There's a balance.
Yeah.
So Robert Reynolds, and that's why Robert Reynolds is agoraphobic. They tweaked that aspect about him. They also tweaked what Sentry and Void were. But the way they did it works, I'm arguing, I'm going to better than the comic hand wavy nonsense we've got in the past. Like I enjoyed it more. So like yeah, Void is
I mean, in a lot of ways, they kept Bob pretty, I think, pretty close to like
close enough.
Bob is right because if he's saying like he's agoraphobic, then
his original origin that
like
that
was
the explosion that put his body 1 second out of sync with the multiverse that somehow gave him infinite power. Fuck you, Jay. Like, fuck you so much. Or the part where he's always been around, but like Doctor Strange cast a forgetty spell so nobody remembered him. Which of those two? Which of those ridiculous bullshits? I'm kidding, but like, come on, man. The Sentry is a ridiculous. Remember when the Sentry flies into space, rips Carnage in half, and the Void was like,
was it Carnage or no? Or was it Carnage?
The Carnage symbiote. Okay. He rips Carnage in half. Yeah, that Carnage was dead for a long time after that. Like they didn't even pretend. They were like, "No, he's gone. He's floating. He's dead in space. He's fucking. It's crazy." I think everybody did well. I think that there was enough set pieces. I think a lot of people said there wasn't a lot of set pieces. I think they weren't paying close enough attention. I think there was a lot of set pieces. I think that there wasn't massive battles. But I think that the end when they're all where they were. Oh yeah, I do remember that, Jay. You're right. That actually was quite cool. Because his mind was wiped. Yeah, I do remember that actually. They kind of kept it that way in the movie.
They did
No,
a little bit.
they kind of kept it that way. They updated it. They didn't like it's changed, but it's
I
not
mean,
different.
it's what, like, put it this way, like that version probably wouldn't work on a big screen. Like that version of him, I think this one is more relatable to like a
The
vast audience.
Thunderbolts.
Yeah, I
That
mean, you
scene.
know.
That scene, man. That scene. And even that, like, the one trailer I saw, they're like, we're not calling ourselves that. No, they were super excited by the end. They were like, we're the Thunderbolts, bitch,
Yeah.
and Bob.
So, my overall thoughts on the movie. Number one, like,
Wait. One more thing I have to say.
okay,
I like how at the end, just nobody knew who the Void was. So Bob is sitting there and he's like clapping for the new people. I'm not trying not to say it, but he's clapping, and everyone's like, "Yeah, who's that guy?" And it's like, "That's the guy who just fucked you all up." Like you just couldn't tell because he was all black, the Necro Sword. Like,
oh man.
okay, please continue what you say. I just wanted to get that last part out because it was funny.
No, I just got distracted.
What are you on Instagram? Hold on, who's titties?
No, Desi just sent me something about tomorrow's video. Need to look at it. All right, so I
Who's titties?
overall, it wasn't, but I did see a pretty good pair today.
Nice. I almost got into an accident
sleeping.
over a pair of tits I saw today or yesterday,
They're
but
up-
that's another story for another time.
Yeah, they're upstairs sleeping currently. All right, so listen.
Aw.
Come on, don't make it weird. Listen.
You made it weird, motherfucker.
Fair.
I can't
So
objectify your wife. Fuck you.
many have. I'm the only one that actually gets to physically do it. All right, listen. So here's let's move on.
Welcome to the Righteous and Ratchet podcast. Today we're switching.
So my first and foremost, like Thunderbolts was fun. Like that to me was just like, wow. Like Deadpool and Wolverine was fun, but Deadpool and Wolverine was stupid. Right? Like this is the difference. Deadpool and Wolverine stupid. Thunderbolts was fun and like captivating. There was a part in the movie, a couple parts, where I was just like, like if I wasn't currently with Desi, I may shed a tear. There's a possibility that if I didn't need to keep my strong card, I probably would have let a tear or two just like creep out. Phenomenal storytelling and phenomenal way of really kind of bringing to the, like, you didn't need to really know who the characters were going into the movie. Know who they are, what they did didn't really matter. All you needed to know was that these were these are many people who had a checkered past. You knew that they were being used. It was five. I just realized that I was about to say six, and then I was like, never mind. these are people with checkered past, and they made you find a way to connect with each individual character. They found a way to make you connect with each individual character. There was not a single character that you did not care about the outcome, except for one. There was one, still was no character that you did not care about the outcome of that character. And it was one of the things that I thought was like beautifully done by them is that they never tried to really force me to believe that this was a team. You realize what I'm saying? Like they yeah, eventually like they came together as a team later, but they were as dysfunctional as possible. But you know how some of these movies are. It's just like, okay, well, here are these characters, we're gonna force to make them a team. But instead, they kind of just like they just kind of let it naturally happen and not like forced to like I guess I'm hoping that you're getting what I'm saying when I say that. I was concerned that this was gonna be a movie about Yelena too much to the point where none of the other characters would matter and that she
Eh,
would always just outshine them. And that was
Crazy.
not the case. Like that was like it was clearly a movie about Yelena. Clearly. But at the same time, Yelena was at times like she was like a supporting character to like a main thing that was going on. The connection between her and Red Guardian was so authentic and real. Love that. Walker, like you could see that there were layers that needed to be explored there, and like he was trying, but at the same time, he was such an he is my favorite asshole in the MCU. My favorite asshole in the MCU. He's phenomenal. He's phenomenal. And I was like, if we had gotten this John Walker and Falcon and the Winter Soldier, I would have loved this guy. But they didn't do that. And then we got this guy in this movie. And I was like, these are two different people. These are absolutely two different people. Um,
Right?
but what
I agree,
what
TLC.
what made me excited about this movie is that the Thunderbolts is, in my opinion, what I would say, and I hate to say this because I know we just talked about it, but I thought that this was like the MCU's redemption arc in a way. It was there was no multiverse bullcrap.
You will.
It,
I'm
there
talking to
was
chat.
no, I know, there was no like crazy action. There was just enough action that was going on. It was a lot of just like messy trauma that all these individual characters were dealing with. It was basically Guardians of the Galaxy street level if you kind of look at it from that perspective.
Sure.
But then you have like the whole situation with the void that it's not just about the void, it's about what the void represents, which like yeah, obviously the void is dangerous and it's not good, right? We're aware of that, but at the same time it was a deeper meaning behind it, and the deeper meaning wasn't forced, it made sense. And where all the characters were in their story made sense.
It, I like how they fleshed out Val as a character.
That was also nice too. Like even that little one scene where we got to see her childhood, I was like, okay, there's a little bit more layers to that too as well.
That was terrifying.
It
That was the
was when
first time I lost control of my bladder in this movie. Wasn't the last. There were some jump scares in this movie that I wasn't expecting. One of them I was expecting, and it still got me. I was like, "Oh, this! Oh no!"
there was for the last few years, MCU has leaned into too many like funny things, like funny moments, funny this, funny that, funny that. But never at one point did I feel like this was a joke that was out of place. I feel
Here's
like it was properly timed. The pacing of the movie was this is pacing. We talked about pacing a lot. This was good pacing. The action was right at the right times. The moments of like connection were good. The subtle they were so subtle about a lot of things. Like unraveling Bob was freaking beautiful. The way that they unraveled him, it wasn't like this is what Bob does. It was like it's a little bit of this. We saw the connection a little bit with Elena. Then it was a little bit with John.
dude.
Then it was like I was like, damn it, this is so good.
Okay, so this is gonna be a fucking mind fuck. Watch it
Yeah,
again.
yeah,
You know how.
yeah.
Watch Bob's mannerisms.
Mhm.
Watch the Sentry's mannerisms,
Yeah.
and watch the Void's mannerisms. You're gonna see tiny things that are mirrored. How they lean, how they shrug, which arm they use.
Mm-hmm.
There is some brilliance in this movie that is wasted on Marvel fans. It's like, pay no attention to what I put up in the background, everybody. It's just a list of the remaining cast of the Doomsday movie.
Okay.
Yeah. Banner, Wong.
I'll say Walker, by far, in my opinion, was, apart from like Bob, because I think Bob was probably the best, but out of all the characters, Walker was probably my favorite character out of the entire movie. Like he was by far my favorite character. Even when they finally revealed what's really going on with Walker, you were just like, oh, but you still kind of don't need to be that much of an asshole though. But also no change. Like also no ever change. But at the same time, but you get what I'm saying though. Like perfect, we understand. You still don't need to be that much of an asshole, but also don't change for being that much of an asshole because it actually does make sense, right? And that's without giving too much away. I'm still talking slight non-spoilers here because I know Jay hasn't seen it yet. But I don't know, man. Like the Thunderbolts movie was fun. I didn't expect it to be good. I thought it was gonna be kind of like a dud. If you ask me, I thought they were gonna be trying kind of way too hard to do certain things. I felt like the Thunderbolts thing was gonna be forced. I felt like they were gonna eventually call it, Avengers, or I didn't know it was gonna be New Avengers, but I mean, I guess they were kind of leading in that. Oh, sorry, my bad, Jay.
Well, cat's out of the bag now. The Thunderbolts asterisk is that the entire time it was because they were forming the New Avengers. So they snuck an Avengers movie in on us.
You haven't seen anything because it's been all over like Instagram and Twitter and everything too. So I'm surprised that you haven't seen that yet.
That's that's the fun at the end. Like, you're not going to be shocked. Yeah, you're not going to be shocked when you see it, but it's a fun little twist in the movie because you're like, oh, of course. It's one of those reveals where you're like, yeah, duh. But it was fun that's what it was building up to. And it wasn't really spoiled, in like it wasn't like the Red Hulk is Harrison Ford. Like, like it wasn't spoiled in the movie. They tried.
We will never let that go. We will never let that go. 'Cause that one.
I know why
that
they
one wouldn't be that bad,
and they failed.
Nobody was gonna go watch it because nobody was gonna watch a movie.
Someone had the nerve
make the 400 million
to post that like Thunderbolts did worse than Captain America's opening weekend. I'm like, first of all, that's not a bar. Thunderbolts is a no-name nobody full of whatevers. Right. Of course it did worse than a Captain America movie. How's the second weekend doing? Oh, fucking insane? Yeah, I bet. I fucking bet. Jesus Christ. What a surprise.
What makes a movie grow? It being good, and then what?
People talking about it.
It's word of mouth. Like, word of mouth is what makes people go watch a movie, right?
Some notes.
Yeah.
On the people that are gonna be in Doomsday. Now, again, what does that mean? Fucking a scene and a half. What are we expecting from this? There's some names that are like Wong, Doctor Strange, Nick. Doctor Strange said he wasn't in it. He said he was in it. Then he said he doesn't know. Okay, he's in it. Phi Lavelle and Adam Warlock are in it. America Chavez is in it. Haley Atwell is in it. Old Steve is in it. Hunter B-15 is in it. Mobius is in it. Kihei Kwan is in it. Wonder Man is in it. The Wonder Man show. Tatiana Maslany's in it.
I can't wait.
She-Hulk's going to be in it.
Okay.
You think so? Because this is Jeff Snyder.
This lift is hot crap. I have those people will be in it. Yeah, I don't know. Jeff is pretty reliable.
Jeff Snyder's pretty accurate.
He's pretty reliable. There's certain people I wouldn't believe, but no, Jeff Snyder's pretty good.
Jeff Snyder's not the one to throw stuff at the wall. There's two people that I trust: Jeff Snyder and oh god, what's his name? There's one guy who I don't trust at all. Whoever the guy that dropped the fucking entire story of Avengers of Kang Dynasty, whoever that guy was, like the bullet point guy, and then like 3 months later the script leaked, and that was like, I'm like, the one of the early scripts went, I was like, oh, that guy also does pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to see anything else from this site. Thunderbolts receives an A- cinnamon score from audiences. That's about right. Bob Iger says Disney's upcoming film slate in the next 18 months is its best since 2019. I'm terrified of Doomsday, man. I'm terrified of this movie. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. Just don't shit on my love. Don't yuck my yum. I love Doom. Please. I love Doom.
What constitutes fine though, right? Like what does fine look like? Does fine
it'll have great set pieces. The acting will be great. The story will be passable. Like they're fucked. Like they're fucked forever. They're doing somehow the Secret Wars 2015 storyline without any of the cosmic reason for the secret. It seems like they were setting up, because Secret Wars was always going to be after the Kang Dynasty, right?
Yeah. It was supposed to. I mean, what was the rumor that like Kang was supposed to become like a Beyonder or something like that, and then yeah,
and they were gonna like throw the Beyonder name at it, but not like actually include the Beyonders, because fucking
right, exactly.
When could they have added the Beyonders except any of the movies that they did? They could have made Doctor Strange in the Multiverse. I watched a video that was like Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, but like 22% smarter. And Wanda's like telling Strange like all her plans, and he's like, all right, hold on. Why don't, instead of killing her and taking her power, which is incredibly stupid, why don't you mentor her to use her powers, which is great practice for being a mom, because you only have, and I'm not even making this number up, 17 hours of parenting under you. So mentor this child, teach her how to use her powers. Once she does, because there are infinite fucking universes, find the universe where Wanda dies and her kids are left without a mother, swoop in, go live there. And Wanda's like, that would be better. Yeah, that would have been better. And that's why I fucking hate movies that involve time travel like that. And that's why the multiverse is a boring premise. Because when you can solve every problem by just thinking about it a little bit longer, it becomes really hard for writers to write a story that can't have holes poked in it. And if you write a story that has holes poked in it, like Deadpool and Wolverine, you have to make up for it by the fact that everything that's happening is so ridiculous, fun, or cool that you don't give a shit. You're like, oh yeah, like what was the plot line? Oh, Professor X's parasite sister wants to destroy existence. Oh, okay. Why does she want to do that? Behold, Juggernaut. Oh, okay. Gambit's here. Yay! Fuck, what were we talking about? Blade said the thing. Yay! You know, like X-23 is back.
That's the story. That is the story of Deadpool and Wolverine. Like I said, Deadpool and Wolverine is. I've never said that movie was a good story. I've always said that movie was fun.
Yeah, well,
it was
it
fun.
Wasn't a good story. It was a dog shit story. They
Stupid.
tried. But they had opportunities in that too to not suck, and they like to set stuff up, and they're like, nah, fuck it. So like,
I don't.
Thunderbolts, as far as I'm concerned,
right?
Thunderbolts is the only fucking movie in Phase 4 that did anything. Phase 5, Phase whatever we're in. It's the only movie that did anything. Spider-Man did something, but not for like everything. Like it just did its own shit.
I mean, it did. Yeah, I was gonna say like it did something for like fan service. It was great from that perspective. But
the Marvels didn't do anything. Hey, the multiverse is still a thing. Oh, cool.
And And they messed that up anyways because Spider-Man did do something if they continued it. They just never continued it. It never made any sense after that. Like you set something up, but you never continue whatever you set up. And that's the constant problem here with the MCU. Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, as bad as it was, it also still did set some things up, but nothing is going to come from it because we have no idea why Doctor Strange still has that eye in the middle of his head. We have no idea what incursions he's currently what incursions he's fixing. Is he even
Doctor
fixing any
Strange set
incursions?
up enough stuff by being like incursions are a problem. That
Yeah.
was what you had said something earlier that I agreed with almost wholeheartedly, that like they didn't do enough. They fucked up in like multiple different ways. And
Mhm.
you know, hindsight's 2020. So like obviously.
Right.
The first way they fucked up was they chose to focus on the multiverse and cosmic aspect of Marvel
Mhm.
a lot,
Yeah.
which I don't think that was inherently a fuck up, but it didn't do anything. It
Yeah.
was everything did nothing. Shang-Chi did nothing. The Marvels did nothing. Like
Mhm.
they just rehashed the multiverse
It
exists. The
It just kept
multiverse
on
exists.
opening up loopholes. It was just loophole after loophole after
Yeah, it was
loophole,
like,
and
hey, a
then
new
there's
thing, a new
no
thing.
way. Right? Yeah.
But not in a way that made me feel like, oh, that's a problem we're gonna have to deal with. Oh, that's a problem. Like it just was like, oh, this thing happened.
Mhm.
And then the more down to earth, like Deadpool and Wolverine was obviously wild. Captain America was a down to earth movie in theory, but like it didn't do anything. It didn't set up
Yeah.
Avengers. It didn't
Didn't.
set up anything. And then the post credit scene was the only one that mattered. And it was the leader saying like, hey, other shit's happening. And we're like, oh, okay, cool. Thanks for arresting the leader immediately. No one like it was the same thing with Kang. They did the same thing. We
Yeah.
just didn't talk about it because nobody fucking cares about Black
Quantumania.
I was gonna say Black Panther, but like that's also true right now. Yeah, TLC's
Also another
right.
movie that
I
set up
hope
nothing.
that
Yeah.
the post-credit scene was actually just a scene from Doomsday. I hope that the post-credit scene of Thunderbolts was just a scene from Doomsday.
Yeah.
Or a
What?
scene at the end of
Yeah.
Fantastic Four. One of those
And
two.
considering that it was the Russos, I think that's what you're saying, right? TLC, that it was the Russos that filmed it. That
Yeah.
obviously there was intent with that, and most likely they recorded that after the movie was already done, right?
Yeah.
So
We went too long without an Avengers movie. We needed an Avengers movie at the end of Phase 4. We didn't get it. Or we
Yeah.
needed Thunderbolts at the end of the Avengers movie. We needed something to hold us up, to be like, oh, okay, because like we don't know anything that's happening. We've learned more about what's been happening, and none of it has fucking mattered.
Yeah.
Nice. And like we knew what was going on. Now, at least now, I'm like, okay, Fantastic Four. Spoilers, things aren't gonna go well for them.
Yep.
And I would like to know. I'm coming around to different theories I've heard as to why Doom is Robert Downey Jr. And there's
What
a
are you
lot
hearing?
of them. I'm hearing that Doom memorized the Darkhold.
That's actually not bad.
Yeah, I'm hearing that like when they destroyed the Darkhold in all universes, Doom was like, I just kept that book because it looked cool. I already know everything in it. Like, what are we? I'm fucking Doom.
Yeah.
And he's using that. That's how he escapes the Fantastic Four universe.
Okay.
He doesn't escape the Fantastic Four universe in he's not appearance of Tony Stark in the Fantastic Four universe.
Okay.
Like that's not who he is. Or we don't see it or something like that. But because he's Doom and because all of the rules don't apply to him, he enters our universe and the only and it possesses Tony Stark's body. How? Who gives a shit? I don't care. That's already better than him being an alternate version of Tony Stark. Latest rumors are that the set isn't the X-Men and it's Castle Doomsday. Is that what you're telling me? That the castle is Castle Doomsday? Oh, just an update to everybody who was kind of interested in the other shit that was going on. The newest patch of Marvel Heroes, that the version of it, excuse me, I have hiccups. The single player version of it has patched a huge update, huge boosts. And you can use all the characters now, as opposed to before where some characters' abilities just didn't work. Doom is fucked in this game. We've reached the point in reality where Doom just walks around and he's like, gun, magic, lasers, gun. Everyone is dead. The Unbox HD drone shots are apparently Latveria. Oh, that's awesome. They better be Latveria. They better be Latveria.
So what's the motivation though? Like, has that been
what's Doom's motivation?
Waiting? Yeah. No, like in the MCU, like what is his motivation? Because that's
Doom's motivation is never. What's his motivation right now in One World Under Doom? Keep in mind, I'm fully caught up on One World Under Doom, and I'm like, no, this is fine. Everyone else seems like they're an asshole to Doom in One World Under Doom. I mean, it is intended that way. Doom wills it. Yeah. Yeah. Doom is peace. Doom is prosperity. What are we doing, everybody? He's like, hey, everybody, don't worry about it. You're all Latverian people now because the planet is Latverian. And don't worry, all Latverians have free healthcare and education, far and beyond, minimum. The best education possible. Whatever you can.
Only Doom can save you. Is it?
Only Doom can save. Please read the comics right now, guys. Dude, even the bad ones are stupid. Are funny and stupid.
No, seriously.
Like they're all like Doom Academy is hilarious. It's just these bunch of kids that are like, hey, wait a minute.
One of which is like Dormammu's child, which is
Dormammu's kid is just hanging out. Because his head's just on fucking fire the entire time.
The entire time.
And they're like, and then one chick is like, okay, maybe Doctor Doom's a bad guy, but have you seen this fucking library? Like, she's like, that's right. Yeah, she's like geeking out over the library. She's like, that's the Book of Cagliostro. Like, I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna use it, but I might read it a little.
Right.
Like Doom's library for his magic students that he took over from Strange.
Yeah. Yes, it was one Strange Academy, yeah.
Yeah. It's just he's like, yeah, learn whatever you want. I don't give a shit. You'll police yourselves, or I will police you.
Right.
Which do you prefer? But then he did something shitty, and then he dropped the nuke on Bucky's hometown. Or not his hometown, but like where his friends lived.
Friends were there.
And then blame Bucky. I'm like, Doom, you had it. You didn't have to do that. You could have just been like, Bucky's an asshole. But he's like, Bucky Barnes nuked a town. I don't know why. Crazy. He did it from space, too. I don't know how he did that. I apologize.
His own Avengers team, which are all plotting to kill him, which, of course, they believe that they're hiding from him, but, they're not.
Yeah. The current run, I know people are like, it's getting boring. Those people are wrong.
There are parts that are getting repetitive, though. That's the part.
But like with any major event, there are parts of the story that are like harping on the wrong things.
Mm-hmm.
Other shot of the '60s house is the Iron Fist, which could be a Doom reference to Doom origin, not the Iron Fist. Hey man, let me be perfectly clear. I will, like, my bootlick, I generally don't bootlick. I bootlick for Doom. But not because he's strong, and not because he's smart, and not because he's the master of magic. because all of those things, and he one time took over reality and then found it beneath him. That's why I love Doom. Because he became god of all reality and was like, ugh, gross, what a waste of everyone's time.
That's fair.
Fine, I'll let the Avengers think they won. Whatever, it makes them happy. He's just such a well-balanced, thought-out villain. Did you read Storm? Are you reading Storm, Goof?
I'm not reading Storm. Desi is.
Oh, great. So if you're unaware, because Storm is now a cosmic fucking entity.
Yep.
Storm's body is currently possessed by death.
Is it death or
Thanos' death, Deadpool's death, the being known as death. Why? Don't worry about it. So death.
No, death is Coulson.
Nope.
Storm is eternity.
No, other way around.
Mm.
Oblivion is choosing to fight eternity, and Oblivion is choosing Storm as his avatar so that eternity will eternity is choosing Storm as his avatar because Oblivion can't beat Storm because she's currently possessed by death, and that's the reason why Oblivion's even challenging him in the first place.
Are you talking about because of like the death sprites and all right, I get what you're saying now.
Yeah, it's fair, Jay. So Storm, with death inside of her, shows up to fuck Doom up as Doom is eating. He's like, And then Death just comes in. She's about to fuck. He's like, hey, that's rude. And she's like, I'm going to fuck you up. She's like, no, you're not. Oh, yeah? Why not? Because the body you're in will never harm an unarmed man. And then, like, she's like, really? And then, like, Storm's hands are like, oh, fuck. And she's like, fine, you win this time. And then Doom's bringing the food up to his mouth. He's like, no, you just avoided my wrath, bitch. Like, Death is a cosmic entity. And Doom is just like, yeah, I know. You guys bore me. You're boring. That's what's going to happen. The opening scene of Doomsday is going to be him murdering the ever-loving shit out of 70 to 80% of the Fox X-Men. Because
that's fair.
Bouncing. He's going to be bouncing between incursion worlds. We don't know how or why, but that's what he's going to be doing. And I think the theory I heard that, like, it's because he's using the magic of the Darkhold.
I mean, that's not a bad story.
Yeah.
That's a solid story, yeah.
He's just showing up, doing whatever he wants. Then by the time he lands in Earth 616, everyone is just fucked.
Right.
They don't have a standing army. Think we're gonna get the Black Swans? I don't, but I'd love to. I would love to get Ex Nihilo. I would love to get you know who I want? I want Saturnine too. We're never getting Saturnine. Because we already have Emma Frost. Also, they need to cast an Emma Frost. Who should they cast for Emma Frost?
Emma Frost.
I told you, he memorized it. The Darkhold doesn't exist. You can't read from it anymore. But it's Doom. He memorized it. The Darkhold's just a book of spells. The Darkhold doesn't do anything. It's just a book of spells. He just goes, I know all those spells. It's Doom.
To become the living Darkhold.
Would you believe Doom? Yeah. You believe Doom wouldn't memorize a book? But that's just one thing I heard. I was like, all right, I believe that. As long as it's not I'm Tony Stark from another reality. Fuck you. Eat shit.
Fair.
That's the only thing I don't want. I don't care if he's Victor Von Doom possessing the body of Tony Stark in our reality. That's great. Love it. No issues whatsoever. He could do that. Dr. Octopus could do it to Spider-Man. Doom could do it to Stark. And then the entire time, that's why he wears a mask. I just fixed it. That's why Doom wears a mask. Because it's not his face. Because he feels like he's hideous because he's in Tony Stark's body. Perfect. Nailed it. I'll watch this movie.
Fair. I can live with that.
Yeah. Anyway, I don't know. I'm just so excited about it not being just Tony Stark but evil, because that would make me so mad.
I hear you.
Yep. Also, I heard a rumor. This is just a rumor that they were trying to. I don't know if it was get Jonathan Majors or get a Jonathan Majors lookalike to play Kang for like a few seconds so Doom could just kill him. This is like Doom shows up in the Council of Kangs and he's like, da, 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 da. I just use my regular guns, bitches. You don't even worth magic. But God, they have to tie in. That's the other thing that's really important. They have to tie in. Oh, just Olga Kurylenko in blackface. She ain't coming back. She ain't Taskmaster anymore. Oh God, good one, TLC. I don't know. I'm excited for what the Fantastic Four could be. The guy who plays Johnny Storm said something I don't like. I really don't like when people just say things that suck. He was like, well, this is a different take on Johnny Storm. He's not so much of a childish womanizer. And I'm like, no, he has to be. Not because I love Johnny Storm as a childish womanizer, but because Johnny Storm's character arc is to stop being a fucking child. And if he's already past that character arc, there's nothing interesting about Johnny Storm. Like, that's it. That's who he needs to be. He doesn't have to be the tongue-in-cheek, ridiculous version that, like, Chris Evans played. But, like, he has to be selfish and self-motivated and only cares about his family. There's a reason the Fantastic Four are a family. Like, they're not mom, dad, and two kids. They are different sides of different things that they love each other but express it in different ways. That's why Johnny's always shitty to Thing. Johnny's shitty to Thing because Johnny was shitty to Ben. And if Johnny stopped being shitty to Ben, now that he looks weird,
then Johnny's the asshole.
Then Johnny's like, well, now I'm treating Ben differently, and that's not what I would do. I would treat him like shit. And Ben knows that. Like, he knows he's doing it, but he also is not going to act differently. Because if in the past, if Johnny was shitty to Ben Grimm would fucking backhand him. So now, Johnny's shitty to Thing, and Thing's like, I'll backhand you, just not as hard as I can, because you'll probably die. But I'm going to give you a black eye. Like, I'm gonna dislocate a shoulder. Yeah, everything seems fine. The movie seems... I'm going to assume it's gonna be okay. When he had to grow up and sacrifice himself to save them from the Annihilation Wave. Yeah, like, 40 fucking years of comics. From, like, the 60s to 2004 was Annihilation Wave, I think. From the 60s, Johnny was just an idiot. And then Annihilation Wave hit, and that was the moment where we're like, oh shit, Johnny Storm's a real fucking human being now. And then he was gone for a few months, and then, you know, shit happens because it's Marvel. And then he came back, and he was changed. He was still kind of a fucking hothead, literally. But, like, he went through a hero's journey. Like, he's changed. He's not perfect, but he's better. And that's a really important growth. You can't just not have that. I like Thing cooking. I like everything I've seen from Fantastic Four right now. I hate Franklin Richards. I hate his existence as a character. Actually, in comics now, Franklin Richards is kind of fine. Franklin Richards is vibes only. Because Franklin Richards is just kind of like, I know I can do anything, and I know the only person in the world who could stop me is my sister.
That's facts.
And, but honestly, I'm a very simple guy. I won't fuck with anything as long as I get like TikTok.
Yeah.
Like seriously, like, he's just chill. He's old enough now. Like he's in his teens now, I think, in comics, right?
Yeah.
He's not like 7 anymore. Yeah.
I think he's around there, yeah.
Yeah.
But to be fair, like Franklin Richards is not really doing much.
Because every time they introduce, because everyone hates Franklin Richards, because they introduced like, hey, look, it's God, not like a God, like the Judeo-Christian God, like Allah. Like they just made a being that shouldn't exist. And actually, because I've been really into fucking a lot of, I told you I was reading a lot of comics.
Yeah.
We're technically in the 9th cosmos right now, or the 8th cosmos, or we're in the 8th cosmos, but we're not. We're in the 7th cosmos. It's just Doom made the 8th cosmos when he did his magic bullshit. For anyone who has no idea what I'm talking about, cosmos is how many times the universes have exploded and come back together. And the original version of the universe was called the First Firmament, and he became a bad guy. And then as time went on, more universes changed and more things happened, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And all of that, if you're reading, like we're out right now, is the reason why we have superheroes. And the reason why Earth is full of superheroes. And the reason why everything is insane. It's because the universe has exploded like 17 times. Galactus is from the 6th universe. He got expelled into the 7th universe. And now we are currently sitting on, and we don't know when this is going to happen, but eventually in the next couple of years, Marvel's going to do the next major multiverse time travel bullshit crossover event. And one of 3 things is going to happen. The first thing that's going to happen is Eddie Brock as the King in Black is going to become, what is that fucking character's name? And something?
The Oh my god, Eventuality?
The Eventuality. Yeah, he's going to become the end of the universe. Or the Meridian, thank you. That's it. Yeah. He's Eddie Brock as the King in Black. Meridius. Sure. Fuck, we're in the same vote. He's gonna Eddie, like, because Null is a lesser god of death. Another option is that the Incredible Hulk merges with the god of Oblivion, the Unexistence, the one below all, and destroys the universe. And the third option is that the universe explodes and Franklin Richards is Galactus of the new universe. Those are the 3 options right now that they've set up. They could keep setting up more and more and more, but those are the 3 options they've set up for the end of the current cosmos. Which again, Cosmic Marvel, absolute psychotic bullshit. Don't worry about it. Right? Let's read about Spider-Man punching people and Mary Jane having the Venom symbiote because Peter came so much inside her. She's half his DNA anyway.
I'm pretty sure that's not how it works. Okay.
That's exactly how it works. Do you know that, like, the Venom symbiote and Eddie Brock, and by extension Dylan Brock, they're not perfectly bonded?
Mm-hmm.
Do you know why? Because the symbiote's perfectly bonded to Spider-Man.
That was his perfect bond, wasn't it? Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So Eddie Brock, and by extension every other Venom host, have been like rebounds. But if Pete was ever like, Venom, we should get back together, drops his shit. The exact same thing with Carnage. Carnage is currently on Eddie Brock because Cletus is dead.
Yeah, well, Cletus left. Cletus just left.
Second Cletus comes back.
The Cletus he created is gone. But yeah, go ahead. Cook.
The second Cletus comes back, Carnage is like, bye.
Yeah, I'm out.
I'm out. I love him. I'm in love with him. And he loves me. Yeah, symbiote bonding is very fucking weird. So that's kind of the loop. That's why like Eddie Brock can become Meridius because I think he's still the King in Black, right? Even though he's currently the holder of the Carnage symbiote.
Yeah, so technically he's not right now, but he has to become the King in Black again.
Yeah,
at some
he
point.
will
Like,
become the King in Black.
He
again.
has to become the King in Black again. Like,
because that's why he's not currently the King in Black. Because a version of him from the future, but not the far future, separated them. Because it was the only way to ensure the continuation of the timeline and to make sure that he might have a chance to not become Meridius, even though he would.
So, from my understanding, Meridius is a branch, right? That wasn't supposed to happen. Meridius did not want to become Eventuality. So he went on a different path himself. So he created a separate branch essentially. And that's what put most of everything in motion.
So I actually have some information on Null. Keep in mind, remember, Null is like less than 10 years old as a character.
Mm-hmm.
Null is cosmic shit is coming up. So if you're bored, just think about here. I'll put up Sydney Sweeney's tits so we can retain some sub. Sydney Sweeney
retain the two.
Yeah, I'm sorry guys. Hold on. Here, great picture. Nailed it. Here, all right. Here you go. Okay. So, we'll just leave this on the screen for everybody. So, because of how cosmoses work, every time a new cosmos came about, more cosmic entities came about. The highest person is the one above all. The one above all is Marvel writers, Marvel editorial. That's who one above all is. The decider. The one below all is also Marvel editorial. It's just you can't have heroes without tragedy, so all of the good things, all the heroes' victories, and all of the heroes' defeats, they're the same person, just two sides of the same coin. They're the same entity. They're not like in canon, they're just like extrapolations. Under the one above all is the Living Tribunal, the most powerful being in the universe, aside from Doom. The Living Tribunal answers only to the one above all. The Living Tribunal's job is to balance the universe from good and evil. That's his only job. That means if everything's too good, it's time to start fucking shit up. If everything gets too bad, time to start making shit better. If everything gets to death, time to start bringing life in. That's his only job. He doesn't give a shit. He has 3 jobs. It's all about balance. And he maintains that. Then there are lesser cosmic entities. Eternity and Infinity are like best friends. Space-time.
Brother and sister, basically.
No, they're not. They're specifically not. But they're like besto friendos. And then there's Chaos and Order, and they are not friends. They're like Professor X and Magneto, in that like they have respect for each other, but like they both have very different ideas. And then there's new ones, and their names are stupid, but they're basically nature and tech. That was created at the end of, I don't know, fucking Doom's event probably or some shit. They fucking hate each other. They can't stand each other. They want each other dead. And they won't even talk to each other. They have like fucking intermediaries and shit. And there's one other group that doesn't fucking matter. And then everybody, and then there's I don't remember, Oblivion and the Phoenix Force and Oblivion. I apologize. So the Phoenix Force is the force of life in all of its forms, and Oblivion is the force of not death, unlife, anti-life, nothingness. Oblivion is the domain leader of things like death. Null was the appointed god of destruction. He was Beerus for this universe. Null didn't want that job, and also doesn't give a shit. And no one can make him. So Null made the symbiotes because that's what he wanted to do, and was like, I guess destroy or something. I don't fucking know. I want to eat sandwiches. And that's what Null is. He is the second in command of the god of fucking shit up. Null is the king in black. Someone has to be the king in black because there must be a king in black because there was a king in black. Because it's a cosmic job. But if the president dies, the vice president takes over. Eventually, someone's going to be the, in charge. Eddie is now the king in black. Eddie will always be the king in black until there's another king in black. So even if he's not currently the king in black, it's only because he's not yet the king in black. That's the only thing that matters. Anyway, I did a lot of reading. I told you, Goof. I was reading a lot of fucking comics. I read about Enigma. We're not talking about that. Mr. Sinister becomes a god and then gets trapped in a 1 week time period.
What?
Yeah.
Right.
Mr. Sinister becomes a god. A literal fucking all-powerful being and is trapped in space-time in 1 week. So he is a god for 1 week of existence about 3 months ago. And his existence is the reason the Beyonders created Molecule Man and the reason they plan on blowing up the universe. So the reason Secret Wars 2015 happened where Doom took over is because they were afraid that Mr. Sinister would become a god. Fucking wild. And then he did. And then he got trapped. He can't be back in time past that beginning of that week because if he does anything before that time, he might not be a god. So he can't alter any part of the past from that point. And he can't affect anything after that point because he's like Dormammu, I've come to bargain, chrono locked. If he tries to leave there, he just resets back. So for 1 week, he is the god of all reality. And then after that week ends, he's Groundhog Daying that week over and over again, and the rest of time and space continues on without him.
Wow.
Comics are fucking weird right now, man. You're missing a lot of shit when you're reading about Blood Hunt.
Well, Blood Hunt was amazing, wasn't it?
Right. Except bye Sydney Sweeney's tits.
The only thing good that came out of Blood Hunt was the simple fact that Doom is now the Sorcerer Supreme. Also,
vampires aren't weak to sunlight anymore, which was.
Yep, that did happen. Yep.
Why?
Reasons.
Vampires still have all their other weaknesses, but they're all daywalkers now.
Yeah.
So Blade.
Did you get through Venom War? You got through Venom War, right?
Oh god, there was so much Venom War.
Yeah, you got through Venom. So if you got through Venom War, so you know that Venom is jacked up right now.
Yeah, he ain't doing okay.
And he's not.
I also know that no matter how much shit you shove Mary Jane in, I'm still not going to forgive her for fucking Paul.
So
you can't make me.
So what we found out today is that apparently when MJ fought some arachniote because she was helped by Venom, now her jackpot whatever roulette thing is messed up. So the reason why her and Venom are connected now is because that's the only way that both of them can survive. Long story short, that's what happened. So that's the reason why she has to be bonded to him now.
Nope. That's why they wrote she has to be bonded to him. Man, you know how many other people they could have chose Aunt May? I'd be like, hilarious. Yeah. Yes. Aunt May is Venom. Great.
My one big thing about the all new Venom story right now that pisses me off is that part, but then also you gave us these 4 characters, and we were really hoping it was at least 2 of them that could potentially be the host.
Even the bad choices were still fun.
Yeah, like Madam Mask. Let's be real.
Fuck it.
Never was gonna happen. Whatever, right? But sure. We'll entertain it. Luke Cage. No way.
Hell yeah.
However, Sure, right, throw him in. We were all hoping it was going to be either Rick Jones or Robbie. Robbie would have been fun. Like Robbie
Robbie
to
would
me
have
would
been
have
fun.
been an amazing time. But no, we got MJ. So therefore, you were lying to us the entire time. I don't understand why we keep on trying to force MJ into anything. I don't get it.
I'll tell you why. Because they have this character, right? That they have 60 fucking years of history on. Not 60, but like fucking close to 60, you know?
Long
Damn
time.
near 60 years of history on. And they, as going through the Marvel editorial list of Peter Parker Could Never Be Happy, in addition, there's a subnote to there. They're saying Spider-Man fans also can't be happy.
Correct.
So it's a subnote of like Peter Parker can't be happy. Article A on that. Spider-Man fans also must be miserable. And the only way you can make Spider-Man fans more miserable than making Peter miserable is by telling us we have to care about things we don't care about. It's the pro wrestling rule. If we like somebody in pro wrestling and that person does stuff, we see that person more often, we're like, yeah. And if we don't like somebody in pro wrestling, we don't want to see them. The second you tell us, hey, you should like this person, we're going to be like, oh, fuck you and fuck that person. I don't care if they're a good person or not. Fuck you for telling me what to think. All Marvel has been doing is shoving MJ down our throats and then telling us, no, you have to like this. Right. And I'm like, yeah, okay, get him. I mean, at this point, I don't want them back with anything. I don't want them back together because they've ruined it. So you've done a great job of making me never want to see Peter and MJ again.
Yeah, they have.
That's phenomenal. But also, I just don't want to see MJ anymore. So, kill her.
Yeah.
Just
throw in the same boat.
Just have a goblin. Pick a goblin. Demo Goblin, Hobgoblin, Red Goblin, Gray Goblin, Blue Goblin, Blue Beetle. DC character. I don't give a shit. Have her throw off a clock tower. Let her die. Gone forever. Fuck MJ. And then let Peter be a single guy fucking everybody again. Peter hasn't had sex in like 2 years.
He got Shay. I don't know what I don't know if they've done anything, but he's with Shay. I think they're back together. Things were a little rocky, but I think they're officially back together.
Peter's been no nut Novembering for a while. Also, cosmic storylines, by the way. Infinity's kids are called Now and Then, and the reason time and space doesn't fucking matter is because Now and Then, Infinity's children, the cosmic entity's kids, really like reading comic books. No, seriously, that's the in-canon explanation as to why Peter Parker has been 28 years old for 75 fucking years.
Is because
these two fucking kids whose mom is Time really like reading about Peter Parker. Superheroes are immortal because time doesn't happen in the correct order or at all. That's why characters can be in different storylines in the same like 616 continuity. Like, wait, why is Spider-Man in this comic and doing his own thing? Because they want to read more stories. And it's adorable, and I accept it. He's still tapping Silk every time they hang out. Yeah, but they don't hang out nearly as much. And that's also...
I forgot to let you know. I forgot to let you know. Nah, he recently just tapped Black Cat.
No.
Yeah, he did. He
when?
Did Spider-Man.
Was that canon?
That was canon.
Was all 8 Deaths of Spider-Man canon?
100%.
I thought it was all multiverse shit.
That wasn't multiverse at all. That was 616.
I haven't read them all. I've read 2 issues of it.
Yeah,
I'll read it. I'll go back and read it.
Yeah, he tapped that.
That's the toxic relationship I want him to be in.
What, Black Cat?
Yeah. That's the relationship I want him
I'll
to
be
be
good with
in.
that.
I read the No, was that in the One World Under Doom one? Because that's the one I read. I don't remember that.
So it's pre One World on a Doom. It's like basically it's so the story. I don't know if you know the story. So basically, this is what it is. Um, so usually Doctor Strange, as Sorcerer Supreme, would fight the children of Sidorak to basically keep the world safe. That was like a pact that they made with each other. That every now and again that he would have to fight all the children of Sidorak, and they gave him like the reeds of Ragador, so that like every time that he dies, he would be able to come back, and I think he could revive what, like 7 or 8 times or something like that, 8 times. But being that Doom is not a Sorcerer Supreme, he was like, nah, I'm not fighting the children of Sidorak. I'm gonna pick a champion. So he picked Spider-Man. And then Spider-Man had to go through all these different trials and go up against all the children of Sidorak. So that was the crux of the story. During that story, Peter Parker was just like, oh, there was one trial where one of the children showed him, I think it was what, Kyra? I think Kyra's her name, was Syra. She showed him that basically this is all for naught. That at the end of the day, everyone around you will die. You will still be alive, but everyone around you will die. That you, the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, essentially this is all for naught. That's one of the things that she showed him. So therefore he decided, okay, cool. I'm done doing this. If the world ends, the world ends. It's going to end anyways. I don't care. So then he just stopped being Spider-Man. And while he was down, he goes to visit Black Cat. And then that's when they shush each other, whatever you want to call that.
Dirty dogs.
Yeah. Listen.
Okay. At
But
least
yeah, that was
I always feel
pre
bad
One
when Pete
World
isn't
Under
getting
Doom.
laid.
Yeah, that's fair. You know they restarted Amazing Spider-Man all over again?
Yeah.
Joe Kelly's writing it now, but they restarted it all over again.
Who was the guy who was doing it before? Zeb, I hate him.
Zeb,
stay away from Spider-Man.
Yeah, that guy.
Zeb, go write New Gods.
Hey,
Send him.
Leave New Gods out of this, okay?
Go write X Factor. You fuck. Go write a throwaway X-Men comic.
X-Force, X Factor. Write those. Nobody cares about those.
Go write Excalibur. Go write the Guardians of the Galaxy B team. Go write a comic nobody fucking reads.
Go.
Fuck you, Zeb.
There's somebody mentioned this to me. They were just like, "Hey, are you covering the Infinity Watch comic?" And I was like,
"No,
I cannot do that.
No, why?
No, absolutely.
We don't have the mental space to."
I was like, "I'm not."
Oh, the Infinity Stones are bonded. Shut up. Fuck you. I remember when I heard it.
Are now embodied in individual people. Why?
I'm like, oh great.
Why, sir?
Cool. Stop making them fucking relevant.
6 Infinity Stones. It's now in Coulson.
I get it. The movies made them slightly relevant, so you had to capitalize on that. Except you didn't, man. And now they suck. Yeah, they don't exist anymore. There are no more Infinity Stones. Also, remember how like in the Endgame, she was like, if an Infinity Stone is removed from the timeline, everything breaks down. And then like and Thanos destroyed the Infinity Stones, and all of the Marvel fucking movies sucked. She had no idea how right she was.
To destroy the stone. I really like Thanos. Thanos was great.
I like Thanos a lot, yeah. But like again, I think they like Thanos was a badass before having stones.
Yeah.
Like Thanos was a big fucking dude. But they didn't address the fact that he was a Titan. Like they didn't address the fact that he was from a planet of motherfuckers. You know what I mean?
They talked about it for like 2 seconds.
And then they what was the movie they introduced us? Oh, Eternals. It was like, hey, look, it's Eros, Thanos' brother. And we're like, oh, cool. Yeah. What's he doing?
His brother.
Fucking nothing.
Banging girls. Nothing.
That's it. Yeah, just out there fucking.
Yeah, that's it. Well, actually, to be fair, I'm not quite sure if it was just girls. To be fair,
You don't care. Hole's a hole. There was a short run of comics called Gods that I read. It was like 8 issues.
I never read that. Wow, I
Good.
never read that.
Good, because like the first 7
I'm going
issues
to,
were like
actually.
interesting
I'm
as shit.
tired. Yeah.
And then the 8th issue was like, oh shit, they clearly were like, you don't have any more money, wrap this shit up. Like, yeah, like nobody cares about this, wrap it up. And I'm like,
it'd be like that sometimes, man.
I'm like, yeah, but like, guys, you're telling important backstory here. If you can't make it also entertaining, that's when you do a crossover event. Like, you missed the point. This would have been a crossover event where all of these information could have been told by people that we care about in like a story. You could have set this up, but no, they're like, hey, it's a new story. We're going to tell about Cosmic Marvel and everything that's going on. Oh, nobody cares? Fuck it. Wrap it up. Oh. All right. What else we got? What else is happening?
I'm fresh out. I think I'm fresh out. I mean, I could talk more comic stuff, but I'm fresh out.
I do, Jay Trosis. Remember, my love of She-Hulk is great. My love of the She-Hulk TV show is the exact opposite emotion. Like it's like I love She-Hulk the character and all of She-Hulk's comics. And the reason I love She-Hulk so much is because she was a mousy little fucking nothing who got really hot really fucking fast and didn't know what to do with it, so she just started fucking. And that was the correct decision that any person should have made. Like when a really fat chick gets really fit real fast, and you're like, oh, I didn't know. I've been fat my whole life. What do I do with all this attention? That's what She-Hulk happened. And that was a great story. And then she was still kicking ass, too. It was simultaneously like she just fucked whatever she wanted and also beat the shit out of things. This is a great hero. This is a spokesperson for women everywhere. And then there in the show they were like, nope, she was always cool. Everyone always liked her.
I mean, to be fair,
she did fuck though.
I did like Tatiana Maslany.
I love Tatiana Maslany, but like the show
they
was
weren't
stupid.
wrong, but the show was absolute dog crap. But
they could have made Tatiana Maslany more fucking raggedy, is what I'm saying. They could have made her have like broken, crooked glasses, like like they could have made her hair all fucking frizzy and out. They could have made her look homely, and then like she became She-Hulk. And everyone moves on. Yes. She banged the Juggernaut. No, she didn't bang the Juggernaut, Jay. Remember? She's even gone so far as to say, like, why does everyone think I did that? I think it was Wolverine that was like, I'm not here for Juggernaut sloppy seconds. And she beat the shit out of Wolverine. She's like, I never fucked Juggernaut. For what it's worth. I mean, she should have. That dude's a meat mountain. Like, you kidding me? He's unstoppable.
That's a good one.
What's the old YouTube? I'm ready to fuck. I've been ready to fuck. My suit's so tight. The comic images beg to differ. I believe that too. I don't know. She's in denial then. All right. I think we're good. I think we're done. I think our random Thursday stream is coming to an end. Yeah, it's 11:30. We're out of stuff. There's nothing coming. We have like another like. I think there's something coming out at the end of the month.
Is there? What? Oh, is it Peacemaker? When's Peacemaker coming out?
No, hold on. Something's coming out.
Peacemaker season 2. Hold on. Release date? Oh, that's in August. Never mind.
No, that's August.
What I said.
July or June is Superman.
So July is.
I feel like May is May
July Suits
20
in
something.
F4. Is there a show? Is there like a show coming out?
I don't know. Maybe it's unrelated to Marvel and DC. Maybe it's just something else I'm into. But I feel like something's coming out.
I know Ironheart's coming out in June.
Mm,
But Mephisto, come on. So excited.
Lilo and Me. I don't know. Mission Impossible. That's not what I was thinking about. I don't know. I'll remember later tonight. Like I'll go to bed and be like, oh, it was that, and then it won't matter because we're gone. But yeah, I got nothing else. If we're done, we're done. Thanks.
Yeah,
We'll try to get back next week to our normal Friday schedule, but you know, it's good to know that sometimes we can hang out and chat during the week.
Yeah.
No, Ironheart's later.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks
All right,
guys.
Bye.
Take it easy. Be good. Good night. We love you.